G'day guys, welcome to my pool room. I'm going to do a bit of a demonstration for you, demonstrating some backhand English swiping and just how the stroke works. So this is a setup I have. I started off by bracing this artificial bridge to the table. You can see it's very solid. It's got a vice lock to each side. So the next thing I did after that is set up the cue ball. So I dinted a hole into the table, so you can see the ball kind of settles into the hole, so it stays in the same place each time. And you'll notice that on my cue here, that's my pivot point. So the pivot point corresponds to kind of reaching the ball there. So it's set up kind of at my pivot point, the effective pivot point for this shot. So the next trick was to go to find where that lined up to here. So it took me a few trials and I made a few little dents until I found the right one. So the one ball each time, or the object ball, sits in that little divot. Let's get that. So it just, whoop, there you go, it just rocks into that little divot there. So after I pot each ball, I'll replace those. So I've even set up a screen here so I can't see the object ball. So my head height during the shot is about there. I can't see the pocket or the ball. Even if I go really down low, I can't even get that low. I still can't see it unless I get right up high. But what I'll do is I'll hold the camera in one hand above my head when I play each shot, and you'll be able to see what happens to each shot. So I'll give it a go. It's a bit awkward with the cueing, but it's kind of to demonstrate that the stroke is not nearly as important as setting up the right alignment. So I'll have a go. First go, so I'll just play kind of centre ball and firm. So that went straight in. Set up the object ball again, and the cue ball set up there. So this one I'll demonstrate playing the same shot with inside English. So I'm just bridging through the same point. I'll lift you up in the air and I'll concentrate on the shot. Just hit straight through with inside English. And there you go, straight in the hole. So I can also play this shot as kind of a topspin shot. Right. The only time I struggle on this shot, where stroke becomes an issue, is if you hit it slowly and I get a little bit of side imparted, but at speed it doesn't matter whether I put a bit of side on it. So I'll just play kind of top spin. There you go. It went a bit thicker into the pocket because it was a soft top spin. You didn't get as much throw at the object ball. Alright, so just for demonstration I might chalk my cue here. I'll do a draw shot, and then we'll experiment with some other swiping shots. So there we can see I'm lining up for the draw. Okay, straight in the pocket. Now the cueing's very awkward, but I can still make the shots. I've knocked down my little bridge there. Okay, so that's back up and running. So I'll show what happens when you swipe a ball. It actually makes very little difference to the shot. It shouldn't be enough to affect the pot. So I'll swipe with inside English. So I'll start off at the centre and then I'll come across and swipe into the ball that way. So I'll just lift that in the air, set myself up. Now what I've done there, my cue has actually come out of the little bridge I've got. So I've got to kind of put some downward pressure on the cue to avoid that. So it wasn't the swipe, it was my cue coming out of this little this little bridge I've set up. So I have to be very careful there. So I'll do the same shot again, a bit of a swipe. No, I've lost it now.